Would you blame him if now he decides, I got to leave here? If I'm going to do anything, if I'm going to win a championship, if I'm going to get the type of shine. Now, I know he's got commercials. I know everybody knows who he is, but there's a different kind of shine when you go to a place and you become, the bling. When you go to a place and have a chance, a true contender. Monica, would you at all have a problem with Dame Lillard if he at some point in this offseason, he won't do it during the playoffs, but at some point in the offseason goes, I need to move on?
I would have zero problem, and I have this very probably too altruistic and respectful of the organization thought in my mind that they wouldn't even make him ask. Like, they would just kind of decide to detonate because you can't play for now and the future at the same time. And it wasn't just Dame in the post last night. Nurkic said it.
Yeah.
CJ didn't necessarily have the series that we're accustomed to from him. I love Robert Covington, but he's not necessarily a guy that's going to get you there. He's a role player. You saw flashes from Norman Powell. But as a unit, they're not going to get it. And I think what is tough about Portland is the West continues to reload. We're talking about the changing of the guard. We're talking about Klay
Phoenix
Thompson
has emerged
being back.
now.
Phoenix,
Dallas,
Denver,
yes.
Dallas. Like,
Utah.
It's not going to get easier. And I don't know. I think for me, that's the hinge point in terms of their ability to attract another guy to play with Dame. I think other guys admire Dame, but why would you go to the West to go up against all them other loaded folks?
So the Denver Nuggets win 126-115. Actually, Portland did have a lead, but they end up coming back and winning the game and then winning the series in 6 of Portland out in the first round, Key.
Yeah, you asked the question. I would never have a problem with it. I said it all along.
Mm-hmm.
No one is ever, and she just said it too. They're not going to Portland, so it's going to be hard. You can get a guy at the end. You can get a Carmelo Anthony. You can get that, or you could draft a guy and hope. But that's no.
Well, they did in Zach Collins. He never plays.
It doesn't work. So for Dame, he needs to start to look at a bigger market, like a New York, for instance. The Knicks. I just bring that up. He has the commercials. Yes, he has.
What about Boston?
But you can enhance that. I don't think his personality
Philly
would work in.
He and Embiid together.
I think he would work anywhere, Key. He just wants a chance to win and contend.
Yeah, I don't think his personality would work in Boston.
So he is what they thought Kemba would be. Still, like Boston could be really intriguing.
No, but I'm talking about that personality. I'm talking about just he's a no nonsense type. When you start talking a certain way, he gonna clap back. So I don't know if that fits for him in that particular city.
New coach pending.
I gotta work on that though. I kind of know him a little bit personally, and that just don't work for him.
All right,
New York would work for him.
I
Philly
agree
would work for him.
I'll tell you what.
Miami would work for him.
New York?
Yes. And I can give you that perspective. New York has been almost waiting for him.
Say less.
Years. Really, honestly. It's been, and I don't mean the team because they've had so much turnover at the top. I'm talking about the fan base in New York has been waiting for him.
Point God.
Whenever you're ready, this is your home. Now, Lillard, it's interesting. Normally, he's been pretty strong with his takes and his loyalty to Portland. And after the loss last night, you guys tell me if you hear, not that he said anything revealing, but maybe it's what he didn't say that's a little more worth your while. Take a listen.
To come up short in the first round, our season to end on our home floor is disappointing. That's as far as I am with it right now. I'm not really thinking about none of the other change or whatever, man. We'll see what happens, but I haven't even thought that far out.
He did have an Instagram post, though, Monica.
Breaking, 5 hours ago, this was posted on Instagram. Just to follow up, quotation marks, folks. How long should I stay dedicated? How long to opportunity meet preparation? Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. Great 2 shots in the picture if you want to go check it out. His beautiful pregame fit, like this little baby blue fit. Then a little dap to Jokic.
Now, that's obviously, it's not his words, though. He's quoting Nipsey, right?
Yeah, but you don't never quote.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is those aren't
Correct.
his words. What
Yes.
he was doing was he was quoting
Lyric.
Nipsey, but it was obviously in relation to maybe what he's wondering or thinking right now.
It's just the thoughts that's going through his mind.
Mm-hmm.
When you lose in this type of situation, you always sit back and you got to reflect. You got to take your time a minute. And when you played the clip of what he was saying, I understand what he's saying. Right now, he's not really thinking about anything except what just happened. And so from a media standpoint, Dame's typically been saying, I'm staying, I'm cool, this is where I want to be. He didn't say anything. He just kind of left it open. So now the speculation is going to start over the next several months, several days, several weeks. People will talk about it until he closes the door again.
He had 28 points and 13 assists in the loss. Now, remember, he came up 55, that 55-point game in double overtime where he was insane. 3 of 11 from three-point range, however, so clearly it's just difficult for him to do it by himself game after game game.
It's just not going to – Monica said it. The West – and Monica mentioned the young people and all that.
Yeah.
But what she didn't mention is you do understand there's another team.
Golden State?
Yes, absolutely.
They're looking
loading.
Yes.
That's going to – they getting ready to get Clay back, and if he's healthy – we already know what Steph is and Draymond, and then they're going to probably wind up packaging some stuff up. That's going to be it's going to get harder.